New Brunswick homeowner steps outside to tend to her horse and finds him covered in blood.
His name is Flash, and tonight he is recovering after suffering 3 gunshot wounds over the weekend. While he recovers, police are trying to figure out who is responsible. News 13's Catherine Underwood has the story.
He was just standing there hanging his head, and when I went up to him, I put the carrot right in front of him, and he didn't even do anything. And then I saw his whole face was covered in blood, and it was splattered all over the place.
The 20-year-old Arabian horse is proving his toughness.
And right here you can feel what I would assume would be a bullet in there.
Brunswick police say Flash suffered 3 gunshot wounds at his Coombs Road home overnight Saturday.
It appeared to be 2 gunshots to the horse's head as well as 1 to the side.
When his owner, Stacy Lay, came out to the pasture Sunday, she was horrified by what she found.
He has a hole right here.
She called the vet right away and then police.
Hopefully it'll make someone think twice before they do something stupid.
Detectives walked the entire perimeter today just trying to find some evidence. They tell us they didn't find much, but now they're looking into whether Flash's wounds could be from a buckshot, which means they're not ruling out the idea that all of this could be accidental.
Stacy says she'd like to believe this wasn't intentional, but is having a hard time thinking the shooting was a hunter's mistake.
He's always out in the middle. He's never near the woods. That would seem unlikely to me.
So as Flash makes his way to a full recovery,
yeah, you're going to be fine, aren't you, Flash?
Police continue searching for answers to help restore peace of mind for Stacy and her family.
It's really unnerving thinking, you know, here we are in this peaceful, beautiful place, to think that someone was out there looking to harm an innocent animal.
In Brunswick, Catherine Underwood, News 13.
Well, the shooting might not be the result of a hunting accident, but it is still important to keep in mind that it is hunting season.
Maine wildlife experts say if you have livestock, dress them in a blaze orange vest. If you're walking your dog, keep them under voice control, or better yet, on a leash. And it doesn't hurt to post signs near your home if you do have multiple animals roaming the property. Turning to our Vote 2012 coverage now, some Maine businesses are voicing their political beliefs tonight when it comes to same-sex marriage.
Yeah, our Brad Rogers looked into the story, joins us now live with more from City Hall in Portland. Brad?
Well, Jeff and Kim, there are inherent dangers, really, with mixing business and politics. That's especially true when it comes to such a divisive issue as same-sex marriage. Now, in theory, every American has a right to share his or her political views. In practice, though, it can get nasty. The owners of Coffee by Design have no problem mixing business and politics, even when it comes to such a divisive issue as same-sex marriage. Same goes for the owners of Bruce's Burritos in Yarmouth. Co-owner Aaron Bruns, here taking lunch orders, told me if businesses like Chick-fil-A can oppose same-sex marriage, she can support it. And people we spoke with applaud her for it.
No, I think it's great. I think it's wonderful that we live in a country where people can put up signs and state their political beliefs, and I think that's a great thing, and that we have a country in which we have the freedom to do that.
Obviously, you run the risk of turning people away.
Absolutely, and that was one of my thoughts with that particular sign. Obviously, it's a contentious issue, but, you know, I'm okay with it.
Tell that to the owners of Trawergy Family Farms in Levant. They're Christians who believe in marriage between a man and a woman. But after they put up a no on one sign, it got ugly. Their Facebook page blew up with angry messages from same-sex marriage supporters. Frankie Pierce wrote, "Stop hiding behind God and tell people you hate gay people. It's more classy than throwing religion around." The Trawergys ended up taking the sign down, saying, quote, "We wanted to demonstrate we can maintain our convictions while showing love and respect for those who disagree with us." But that prompted fellow same-sex marriage opponents to criticize the Trawergys for taking the sign down. There are Mainers, though, who believe even businesses have a right to state their political beliefs and shouldn't be chastised for it.
I'm disappointed when I see no on one signs because I feel that people aren't being open-minded, but that's their choice.
A choice that doesn't seem to be impacting Coffee by Design or Bruce's Burritos.
In general, you know, this area is a little more liberal, a little more accepting and tolerant, so.
Safer to put a yes on one sign up.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's really sort of telling because there haven't been all that many rallies for the people who are against same-sex marriage. Just the opposite, though, for proponents who are holding yet another rally up Congress Street right now at Monument Square. Reporting live in Portland, Brad Rogers, News 13. And Jeff and Kim, by the way, absentee balloting ends at 8 o'clock tonight here. After that, you'll just have to wait until Tuesday.
All right, okay, we'll have more on that live rally in Monument Square coming up in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Brad. Well, the long-awaited expansion of Amtrak's Downeaster is underway.
Today, the train took a ceremonial run on its new route. Our Steve Roldan joins us live from Brunswick with more on Amtrak's news service. Steve?
They had their ceremonial run a little earlier today. That train had been stationed here for most of the afternoon here at the Brunswick train station. It literally left about 5 minutes ago back down towards the south. And tomorrow they start the first passenger rail service north of Portland. Well, that was Amtrak's Downeaster arriving in Freeport after making its first passenger run to new points northward. For the first time in 50 years, travelers will be able to make the train ride from Brunswick all the way down to Boston and vice versa. Now, the expansion was made possible by over $38 million in federal stimulus money. Some people had expressed concerns about noise levels from those trains, with the rails in some cases adjacent to people's properties. Now, as a whole, most people we spoke to today more than excited about the new service, which means good news for both the community and the local economy.
Oh, they're really excited. I mean, this is good. I mean, you could take the train all the way up from Boston if you want to go to Freeport shopping. I says, even in Brunswick, I said, now you can go all the way up if your kids are in school. Travel all the way. This is great.
The train is going to be good for the economy, but the sound of the horn early, middle of the day, and late at night is going to diminish that positive impact, and I think we need to be sensible and careful.
Now, one of the things they'll be looking into is noise abatement programs to cut down on a lot of the noise and traffic as those trains go through communities. I'm told right now a lot of people very excited about this new service, and one woman I spoke to earlier today says she's very excited about the future plans for even future expansion. She says she hopes one day she can travel from Rockland all the way down to Boston. That's the latest live here in Brunswick. Steve Roldan, News 13. Back to you.
All right, thanks. Good day for the Downeaster. Thanks, Steve. An update tonight on Maine Turnpike toll increases. Today, those increases went into effect. Now drivers will pay $3 at York, $1.50 in Gray, and $2.25 at New Gloucester. The MTA says the increases were needed to keep its 30-year plan for improvements and maintenance, as well as paying off debts. But drivers remain divided on the issue.
The turnpike's been paid for years, so they're only punishing the people of Maine, instead of, having the people from out of state paying the extra money, not the Maine people.
I guess I sort of trust that if they need that money to maintain the highways, and I'm fine with paying the extra money.
The MTA says it will be paying off a lot of bonds over the next 5 or 6 years. The Turnpike Authority says with that repayment and the new toll plan, it is hopeful that no more increases will be necessary. We have attached the full list of toll increases on our website, WGME.com.
Well, travel is still at a standstill for a lot of folks in New Jersey. Now 3 days since Sandy hit. That includes one New Jersey resident with ties to Maine and News 13 who decided to get out of the Garden State.
News 13's Adrian Stein joins us live in our studio now. And Adrian, you spoke with someone who saw the worst of Sandy firsthand.
I did, Kim. And when you see images like this, of course, you might understand why she and her husband would get out of town. A News 13 reporter's sister lives in the Hoboken area and rode out the storm at home. It's an experience she calls frightening. Some streets in Hoboken, New Jersey are still flooded. Of course, these images of taxis were taken the day after the storm, and tonight emergency crews are still working to make sure everyone is out of harm's way. Lauren Jones-Wendell, seen here, is News 13 reporter Beth Jones's sister. Wendell and her husband took precautions like getting flashlights and radios handy, and they had water to drink when the Sandy hit. So they rode out the storm from their high-rise building, but nothing actually prepared them for Sandy's powerful blow.
We live across the street from a large park, so you can imagine we were really seeing the trees just almost bent completely over. A couple of the street signs that are on the sidewalk in front of our building, we actually saw blow completely off the metal poles and go down the street, and it was really actually a little bit frightening. I mean, it's just the sound of the wind. I mean, never seen anything like that before.
Thankfully, she didn't have flooding at her place. Wendell walked around her neighborhood and after the storm and captured those images. You saw that one of the telephone poles just hanging by the lines. And of course, there are many, many trees completely uprooted. Wendell lost power Monday night. She actually doesn't expect the lights to come back on for another several days. So she and her husband are waiting it out with family in Pennsylvania. Live in the studio, Adrienne Stein, News 13.
Now, your Weather Authority forecast with Charlie DePresti.
Well, welcome back, everyone. We had a little sunshine today. Tomorrow looks to be a mostly cloudy day. Saturday, more of the same. And temperatures will slowly slide over the next several days. By the weekend, we're struggling to get much above 50 degrees. Let's take a look at the next 3 days. Tomorrow looks mostly cloudy. There will be a few sunny breaks, though. More of the same on Saturday. There's a slight chance for a shower both Friday and Saturday. Tomorrow will be the warmest of the next 3 days. And believe it or not, by early next week, that 55 is going to feel downright balmy. Because temps next week will struggle to get out of the 40s. I think low to mid 40s for Monday and Tuesday. Here's your Doppler HD. We had a few showers. We just missed out on these showers drifting across eastern Maine, moving up into northern parts of the state and also into New Brunswick. There are more showers to our west. Some of these showers may filter into our neck of the woods during the course of the day tomorrow. So while it will be mostly cloudy, I think most of the day will be dry. There is the slight chance for a shower on Friday and again on Saturday. Same weather pattern here. We got the same old swirl in the atmosphere associated with Sandy, what's left of Sandy. We call that cyclonic flow around low pressure. You get that counterclockwise rotation, so we're on the east side of the storm. That's why temps have been relatively mild over the last several days. And we got into a little wedge of sun. See that little wedge right there? The clouds, of course, have rolled back in. This is seen from our Raymond sky cam during the late afternoon hours. Just mainly cloudy skies there, but some areas along the mid-coast points east are still looking at clear skies. Of course, that sun is setting earlier and earlier, 5:30 now. By Sunday, after we change the clocks, that sun will be setting just before 4:30. Really getting early at that point. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, cloudy skies, temps starting in the lower 40s. I expect a mainly cloudy day. There's the slight chance for a shower. Notice a little bit of green popping up. Not every town's going to get one. High temps again mid-50s. Now on Saturday, this is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the prime heating of the day, we're struggling to get out of the lower 50s. Most towns should top out around 50 degrees. Greatest chance for a shower on Saturday will be in the mountains. Some of the higher elevations may see a little bit of snow. That's way up in elevation, probably about 15 feet or so, 1,500 feet in elevation. Overnight lows tonight, low 40s. Some inland towns will be in the 30s. Mid-50s will do it for highs tomorrow with a mixture of clouds and a little bit of sun. I think it's a mostly cloudy day. Chance for a shower or west wind tomorrow around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Okay, your 7-day forecast. Mostly cloudy Friday and Saturday. There's a slight chance for a shower both days. Temps mid-50s tomorrow, near 50 on Saturday. Now, Sunday looks to be a little bit brighter, mostly sunny. Don't forget to change the clocks back Saturday night. Temps will dip into the 30s for lows this weekend. Then Monday and Tuesday both look pretty nice with mostly sunny skies. I think we're looking at no problems for election day itself. Then a nor'easter appears to be in the cards. Based on tonight's forecast, Wednesday night and into Thursday at the coastline, it probably will be a rain, wind situation, inland areas and mountains, a wintry mix, being snow mix changing to rain. Based on tonight's forecast, that's the way it appears to shape up around here. So we'll continue to monitor that. That's the only real big storm I have in the 7-day forecast. But really, it's been something every other week. We had the earthquake, we had a hurricane next week. Wouldn't surprise me if we have another big event happening around here.
Let's hope not. Now, is that nor'easter mostly in New England, or is there a chance a lot of rain in New Jersey, New York?
Excellent question. It looks to be a New England storm. I think it's and to be more specific, it looks to be a Maine storm. So we're going to see, if it tracks right, heavy rain and a little bit of wintry mix. You head back through the mountains. But it's in November now, and it's not too uncommon to get a storm like that.
Hopefully that stays on Wednesday and Thursday, so there will be no excuse
not
to vote on Tuesday.
I think Tuesdays we're in good shape.
All right. Thank you, Charlie.